Welcome back to the Elderly Health Physician, where we bring you the wisdom of Korean medicine combined with the best of modern science to help you thrive after 60. I am John, and today we are talking about something that almost every single one of you has experienced. You wake up in the morning, you try to move, and your body feels like it has been locked in place. Your back is stiff. Your knees feel like rusty hinges. Your hips do not want to cooperate, and most of us just accept it. We say to ourselves, well, I am getting older. This is just how it is now, but here's the truth. Age alone does not cause morning stiffness. There are very specific reasons why your body locks up overnight, and there are very specific things you can do before you even get out of bed to change that completely. And I am not talking about medication or expensive treatments. I am talking about 3 simple exercises that take less than 5 minutes, and they can transform the way you start every single day. Joining me again is Korea's oldest practicing physician, Dr. Henry Lee. He has spent over 40 years treating seniors and studying the ancient principles of Korean medicine that have kept generations living strong. Doctor, I know you have helped hundreds of patients with this exact problem, and today you are going to walk us through what is really happening inside our bodies when we sleep, and what we can do about it the moment we open our eyes. So let us get right into it.
Thank you, John. And I want to say something directly to everyone listening right now. If you wake up feeling stiff and sore every morning, please do not ignore it. And please do not just accept it as part of getting older. Your body is trying to tell you something, and the good news is that the solution is remarkably simple. Let me start by explaining what is actually happening when you sleep. When you lie still for 6, 7, 8 hours, your body enters a state of prolonged inactivity. And during that time, something very important slows down. The production and circulation of a substance called synovial fluid. Think of synovial fluid as the oil inside your joints. It is what allows your knees, your hips, your spine, your shoulders to move smoothly without friction, without grinding. In a younger body, this fluid circulates relatively well even during rest. But after 60, things change significantly. A study published in Rheumatologia Clinica examined over 500 synovial fluid samples from patients over 65 and found that the composition of this fluid changes dramatically with age. The concentration of hyaluronic acid, which is the molecule responsible for giving synovial fluid its thick, lubricating quality, it decreases substantially. What this means in practical terms is that your joints are running on less lubrication than they used to. And when you are still for many hours, that already reduced fluid becomes even thicker. Some researchers call this phenomenon morning gel, because the fluid inside your joints essentially gels, like cold honey in a jar. Now here is what most people do not realize. You do not need medication to fix this. You do not need a special mattress. What you need is the right kind of movement, done at the right time, in the right sequence. And that right time is before you ever stand up, before your feet touch the floor. Because when you stand up immediately on joints that have been still all night, you are putting 100% of your body weight on cold, dehydrated, poorly lubricated surfaces. That is why the first few steps feel so terrible. That is why some of my patients used to tell me they felt like they had aged 20 years overnight. So let me teach you 3 exercises that I have been prescribing to my patients for over 30 years. All 3 are done lying in bed. None of them require any equipment, and together they take less than 5 minutes. But they address 3 different systems in your body: the spine, the hips, and the lower extremities. And they work together to flush synovial fluid back into your joints, wake up the muscles that stabilize your frame, and prepare your body to bear weight safely. Exercise number 1, the supine pelvic tilt and bridge. This is the single most important movement you can do before getting out of bed. Lie on your back with your knees bent and your feet flat on the mattress, about hip width apart. Your arms rest by your sides. Now, very slowly press your lower back down into the mattress by gently tightening your abdominal muscles and tilting your pelvis upward. Hold that for 2 seconds. Then, keeping that engagement, slowly lift your hips off the bed until your body forms a straight line from your shoulders to your knees. Hold at the top for 3 seconds, then lower yourself back down, 1 vertebra at a time, very slowly. Repeat this 8 to 10 times. What this does is extraordinary. It gently compresses and decompresses each segment of your lumbar spine, which pushes synovial fluid into the small joints between your vertebrae. It activates your deep core muscles, your glutes, and the stabilizers along your spine. A study published in the Journal of Physical Therapy Science found that bridge exercises performed regularly by adults over 60 significantly improved lumbar flexibility and reduced reported morning pain within just 4 weeks. I had a patient, a 72-year-old retired postal worker named Gerald, who came to me with terrible lower back stiffness every morning. He could barely bend to tie his shoes before 10 in the morning. I taught him this single exercise. Within 3 weeks, he told me it felt like someone had oiled his spine overnight. That is exactly what was happening. His body was learning to circulate fluid again before bearing weight.
You know, doctor, conversations like this one make me think about something I came across a while back. It is called the Senior Body Reset After 60. I have to be honest, when I first found it, I was not expecting much, but it completely changed how I think about aging. It covers exactly what we talk about on this show: how to reset your body's natural rhythms after 60. Better sleep, stronger circulation, sharper memory, more energy throughout the day. And it does all of that through daily habits, not medications. No complicated routines. Just clear, practical steps backed by the same kind of medical thinking we explore in every episode. If you are someone who wants to take what you hear here and actually put it into action, this is a resource worth looking into. The link is in the description and in the pinned comment below. Now, doctor, please continue.
Exercise number 2, the lying knee to chest rock. Stay on your back. Bring one knee up toward your chest, clasping your hands just below the kneecap. Gently pull the knee closer until you feel a comfortable stretch in your lower back and hip. Now, here is the key. Do not just hold it. Gently rock your body side to side, very small movements, no more than 2 or 3 inches in each direction. Do this for about 15 seconds, then switch legs. Repeat 3 times on each side. This exercise targets the hip joint directly. Your hip is a ball and socket joint, and it depends heavily on synovial fluid to function smoothly. When you rock gently with the knee pulled in, you are creating what we call passive joint mobilization. You are moving the head of your femur inside the socket without load, without weight, and that motion distributes fluid across the entire surface of the cartilage. A review published in the British Medical Journal confirmed that gentle hip mobilization exercises reduce morning stiffness duration by nearly 40% in adults with osteoarthritis. But even if you do not have arthritis, this works. It works because every body over 60 has less fluid, stiffer capsules, and tighter ligaments. And this exercise addresses all 3. I remember a patient named Soon Hee, 78 years old, a former schoolteacher from Busan who had lived in the United States for 40 years. She told me that every morning she had to hold the wall just to walk to the bathroom. Her hips felt locked. I showed her this exercise and told her to do it before she even thought about standing up. 6 weeks later, she walked into my office without her cane for the first time in 2 years. She said to me, "Doctor, my hips finally remember how to move." That is exactly what happens. You are reminding your joints what they are designed to do. Exercise number 3, the ankle circle and toe pump. This one seems small, but do not underestimate it. Still lying on your back, extend both legs straight. Now, slowly rotate your right foot in large circles, 5 times clockwise, then 5 times counterclockwise. Then do the same with the left foot. After the circles, point your toes down toward the foot of the bed as far as you comfortably can. Hold for 2 seconds, then pull them back toward your shins as far as you can. Hold for 2 seconds. Repeat this pumping motion 10 times on each foot. Now you might wonder why ankle exercises matter for overall morning stiffness. The answer is circulation. Your feet and ankles are the farthest point from your heart. Overnight, blood flow to your lower extremities drops significantly. Fluid pools. Tissues become slightly swollen and stiff. The ankle circles and toe pumps act as a muscular pump that pushes blood back up through your calves and towards your heart. A study in the journal Circulation found that even brief calf muscle activation significantly improves venous return and reduces peripheral stiffness in older adults. This is also why so many people feel dizzy or unsteady when they first stand up. The blood has not redistributed properly. By doing this exercise for just 60 seconds, you are priming your circulatory system before you stand. You are reducing the risk of that lightheaded feeling, and you are warming up the tendons and ligaments in your feet and ankles that bear the very first impact when you step onto the floor. I want to be very clear about something. These 3 exercises are not random. They follow a specific sequence that I developed based on decades of clinical observation and the principles of Korean medicine. We start at the core, the center of the body, with the pelvic bridge. Then we move outward to the hips. Then we move to the extremities. This is how the body wants to wake up, from the center outward, from the spine to the limbs. When you respect that sequence, you are not just stretching. You are systematically rehydrating your joints, activating your stabilizers, and restoring blood flow in the order your body needs most. Now, I want to address something that I hear from patients all the time. They say, "Doctor, I have tried stretching in the morning and it does not help. And when I ask them what they do, they tell me they get out of bed first and then try to stretch standing up, or they sit in a chair and reach for their toes. And that is the mistake. By the time you're standing, the damage is already done. You have already loaded your joints with your full body weight before they were ready. It is like trying to drive your car at full speed the moment you turn the ignition in winter. The engine needs a moment to warm up. Your body is no different. In Korean medicine, we have a concept called mom puri. It means body loosening. And for thousands of years, Korean elders practiced a version of what I just described. They would lie on their ondol, the heated floor, and spend the first minutes of the morning gently moving their body before they stood. They understood instinctively what modern science has confirmed. The body needs transitional movement between stillness and activity. There is another factor that most people overlook, and that is temperature. Overnight, your core body temperature drops. Your muscles lose heat. Cold muscles are stiff muscles. This is not opinion. It is basic physiology. The proteins in your muscle fibers are less elastic at lower temperatures. That is why you feel so much stiffer on cold mornings than on warm ones. The exercises I described generate internal heat through gentle muscular contraction. They raise the temperature of your muscles and tendons from the inside out, which restores their elasticity before you ask them to do any real work. I also want to talk about consistency. These exercises work best when they become automatic, like brushing your teeth. You do not need to think about it. You just do it every morning. I tell my patients, set one rule for yourself. Your feet do not touch the floor until you have done your 3 exercises. That is the rule. If you follow it for 21 days, it becomes a habit. If you follow it for 60 days, it becomes part of who you are. And after that, your body will actually remind you. It will feel wrong to skip them. I had a patient named Robert, 69 years old, a retired firefighter from Baltimore. When he first came to me, he said his mornings were the worst part of his day. He could not move for the first 30 minutes. He was taking 4 different medications for pain and inflammation. I taught him these 3 exercises and asked him to commit to 30 days. By day 14, he had cut his morning stiffness time in half. By day 30, he told me he felt like a different person. By day 60, he had reduced his pain medication with his primary care physician's supervision. He did not change his diet. He did not join a gym. He changed 5 minutes of his morning. That is all it took. And that is what I want everyone to hear. You do not need to overhaul your entire life. You do not need expensive equipment or a personal trainer. You need 5 minutes, a mattress you are already lying on, and the willingness to do 3 simple things before your feet hit the ground. Your joints are waiting to be reminded how to move. Give them that chance.
Doctor, this has been one of the most practical episodes we have ever done. And I think the reason it resonates so much is because every single person watching this knows that feeling. That morning where you open your eyes and your first thought is, I do not want to move because I know it is going to hurt. And now you have 3 specific things you can do right there in bed before any of that pain even starts. So let me recap for everyone. Exercise 1, the pelvic tilt and bridge for your spine and core. Exercise 2, the lying knee to chest rock for your hips. Exercise 3, the ankle circles and toe pumps for circulation and your lower legs. Do all 3 before your feet touch the floor. 5 minutes, every single morning. If this episode helped you, please subscribe to the channel and leave a comment below, telling us which exercise you're going to try first. We read every single one. And if you know someone who wakes up stiff and sore every morning, share this video with them. It could genuinely change how they start their day. Thank you for being here. This is the Elderly Health Physician, where we believe that small changes create lasting results. And remember, let us grow old strong together.